The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioner's Reports is a headline news podcast brought to you in part by the Department of Communications and Media Relations. Commissioner's Reports is a summary of the agenda and outcomes of Board of County Commissioner meetings, related public information, and events. Hello, and welcome to Commissioner's Reports. I'm your host, Kevin G. Schmidt. In this week's Board of County Commissioner meeting, public service announcements. As we look toward February, which is also recognized as Black History Month, we encourage citizens to appreciate the rich heritage and integral role of African Americans in America's history. From Harriet Elizabeth Brown, who fought and won equal pay for Black teachers in Calvert County, to the Wallville School, the oldest one-room schoolhouse for African American students in the 1800s, our region has played a significant role in shaping history. Award. Employee Recognition Committee, Pride and Quality. The Pride and Quality Award acknowledges extraordinary job performance that results in greater efficiencies, time or cost-saving measures, extraordinary public service, and/or positive impact on the public perception of government. Ashley Greeley, Special Projects Manager with the Department of Economic Development, was selected to receive the Pride and Quality Award for her implementation of HubSpot software. Employee Recognition Committee, Team Excellence Award. Team Excellence Awards recognize employees who have excelled as a group, displaying cooperation and teamwork in support of a common goal. A 106-person team was recognized for their collaborative work in producing Calvert County's Home for the Holidays event in Prince Frederick. Event highlights include a parade, food trucks, gifts and more at Linden House, King Park, a Christmas tree lighting ceremony, luminaries, and a live broadcast. Appointment. Renee Liberter was appointed to the Board of Library Trustees. Jacqueline Vaughn was appointed, and Thomas Phelps, Don Schonkweiler, and Laurel Matthews were reappointed to the Animal Matters Hearing Board. Loretta Greer and Amber Yates were reappointed to the Commission on Aging. James McQueen was appointed to the Lusby Town Center Architectural Review Board. Michael D. Gray was reappointed to the Building Board of Calvert County. Dr. Sylvia Batong and Kimberly Lawn were appointed to the Adult Guardianship Review Board. In a consent calendar, Department of Planning and Zoning, Letter of Support, Best Management Practices Efficiency Research Proposal, Office of the County Administrator, Agreement with Calvert Library, Fiscal Year 23, Maryland Connected Devices Program. These consent agenda items were adopted as presented. Public hearing, Department of Finance and Budget, American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, budget. On March 17, 2019, Calvert County declared a local state of emergency due to the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. The United States Treasury appropriated funds to the state of Maryland through ARPA. The most significant increases include $541,948 Breezy Point Shoreline Restoration, $150,000 stormwater/septic at Battle Creek, $75,786 stormwater at Cove Point Park, and $60,000 stormwater at Dunkirk Park. After discussion and public comment, the BOCC closed the record and asked staff to return after the 10-day waiting period to request approval of this budget adjustment. New business. Department of Finance and Budget, Public Safety, Fiscal Year 2025, Staff Recommended Capital Improvement Plan, CIP. The Department of Finance and Budget and the Department of Public Safety presented a review of their proposed FY25 6-year CIP to the BOCC. The Department of Public Safety covers various components such as the detention center, career EMS, fire rescue, and emergency medical services requests. Additionally, the Department of Public Safety's proposals incorporate the replacement of 2 firehouses, St. Leonard and Solomons, and a request for the development of a new public safety facility. This informational presentation is part of the regular FY25 CIP budgeting presentation to the BOCC, ahead of the staff recommended operating and capital improvement budget anticipated in March. Old business, Office of the County Attorney, status of state legislation. The commissioner system is the oldest form of county government in Maryland. All the legislative and executive powers of the county commissioners come from the state legislature, approved by the governor. Consequently, commissioner counties only have those powers specifically granted to them and those implicitly needed to exercise those powers. The BOCC has submitted 3 requests for state legislation this session. 1. An authority to consider adopting a local preference in bid projects. 2. Solicitation and panhandling. And 3. An increase in the amount required to follow formal bidding. There are also several other bills of importance that the county attorney shared with the BOCC, which include HB 120/SB 32, entitled Economic Development, Maryland Watermen's Microloan Program Eligibility, and is sponsored by Senator Bailey, District 29, and Delegate Todd Morgan, District 29C. This legislation expands eligibility for loans under the Maryland Watermen's Microloan Program, MWMP, to individuals who are residents of the state and hold a commercial license to catch finfish, crabs, clams, or oysters, issued by the Potomac River Fisheries Commission, PRFC, beginning July 1st, 2025. A committee hearing is scheduled for February 7th, and staff requests a letter of support. The BOCC voted and approved sending a letter of support for the bill. HB 43/SB 316 is titled Motor Vehicle Registration, Exceptions for Golf Carts, Authorization, and is sponsored by Senator Jack Bailey and Delegate Stewart, District 19. This legislation proposes authorizing counties and municipalities to designate county or municipal highways under their respective jurisdictions on which a person may operate a golf cart, and authorizing a person to operate a golf cart only on a highway with a maximum posted speed limit of no more than 30 miles per hour between dawn and dusk, and only if the golf cart is equipped with certain lighting devices. A committee hearing was held January 31st in the Senate and February 1st in the House. The BOCC voted and approved sending a letter of support for this bill. HB 310/SB 44 is titled Safe Communities Act of 2024 and is co-sponsored by Senator Jack Bailey and co-sponsored by Calvert County delegates Mark Fisher and Todd Morgan, Districts 27C and 29C respectively. This legislation proposes prohibiting the earning of diminution credits to reduce the term of confinement of an incarcerated individual who is serving a sentence for murder in the first degree or murder in the second degree in a state or local correctional facility, and prohibiting a deduction of diminution credits of more than 10% of an incarcerated individual's aggregate sentence for crimes of violence for an incarcerated individual who is serving a sentence for a crime of violence. A committee hearing is scheduled for February 13th in the Senate and February 6th in the House. The BOCC voted and approved sending a letter of support for the bill. HB 418/SB 459 is titled Grant Applications and Reporting, Maryland Efficient Grant Application Council, Alterations, and is sponsored by Senator Kagan, District 17, and Delegate Stein, District 11B. This legislation proposes altering the composition of the Maryland Efficient Grant Application Council by adding the comptroller, or a designee, and the legislative auditor, or a designee, and requiring the council to study and make recommendations to the Governor's Grants Office and the Department of Budget and Management regarding the creation of a state grants ombudsperson by July 1st, 2025. A committee hearing is scheduled for February 6th in the House. The BOCC voted and approved sending a letter of support for the bill. Presentation: Department of Economic Development, College of Southern Maryland Annual State of the College Update. Dr. Yolanda Wilson, CSM President, and Pamela Cousins, CSM Trustee, presented the annual State of the College Update for the BOCC ahead of the FY25 staff recommended operating and capital improvement budget anticipated in March. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Calvert County Board of County Commissioners will be held on February 6th, 2024 at 10 a.m. The BOCC announces the release of Calvert County 2023 State of the County video. The full State of the County video can be viewed online at calvertcountymd.gov/State of the County. The State of the County video highlights county government efforts to sustain healthy economic growth, reinforce public safety and security, ensure adequate health and human services, support public education, make regulatory changes to support smart growth and land use, improve infrastructure, promote community revitalization, engage with citizens, and provide effective and efficient public services. The Calvert County Election Board is notifying voters in the Dunkirk, St. Leonard, and Lusby areas about changes to their polling places. To ensure voters are informed and prepared for the upcoming primary elections, the Election Board is working to keep the community informed about changes affecting the electoral process. Affected voters in the Dunkirk, St. Leonard, and Lusby areas will receive notification by mail within the next week indicating changes to their polling locations. These mailers will be marked with a fluorescent sticker that reads, quote, "Open immediately. Your polling place has changed," end quote. Voters can confirm their polling locations online at www.calvertcountymd.gov/polling places. Voters are encouraged to bookmark www.calvertcountymd.gov/vote for important local voting information. Follow the Calvert County Election Board on Facebook for continuous updates. That concludes our broadcast. The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners Reports is a headline news podcast. Stay current with other news in Calvert County by following and liking the Calvert County government's Facebook page at facebook.com/Calvert County MD, on Instagram at Calvert Broadcast, on YouTube, youtube.com/Calvert County Gov, and our official website, www.calvertcountymd.gov. Thank you.